Hello, so my name is Charles. I'm a medical student. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing a little series where we break down multiple minute interview station. I really thought this would be really useful as there's not that many resources to practice these stations. I just wanted to be as useful as I can.
6 a.m. flex, but I'm tryna get through to your diff time zones, but I'm tryna get through to your mama with a pressure, but I'm tryna get through to you. Tryna get through to you.
So today we're going to be discussing a role play station. So the way how this is going to work is I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I'll narrate the scenario, or you can read the scenario yourself. After 2 minutes, you should time yourself for about 6 minutes. You can either do it with a friend, or you can record yourself on a video of the things of how you would say or write them down. And if you have any questions of anything that I go through today, just put questions in the comments below. So to start the station, you are in First things you need to do, we need to know who you are, we need to know what you do. Hello, my name is Charles, I'm an F2 doctor, I work in the emergency department. I've been asked to come to speak to you today. Next thing that you want to do is you want to know who you're actually speaking to. Is this actually Jenny? Or it could be another girl, who's actually come in for another reason to see someone else, maybe for a checkup, or actually is a patient waiting to be treated. So make sure you've got the right patient in front of you. That's always another thing that's important to check. So I would say, can I just start by checking and confirming your name? And obviously she'll say, hi, my name is Jenny. To make sure you check her identifying details, age, date of birth, to make sure it's actually her. Next, you're going to explain why you've actually wanted to see this girl. So I've been asked to come to speak to you today as to something that's happened to your parents. This is a warning shot, so they know that you're going to be talking about something that's happened to their parents. The next thing that you want to do is you want to actually establish what this young lady knows as to what's happened to her parents. So you're going to ask her, do you have any ideas of what's happened? Do you actually know what's happened? And then next thing you want to do is to elicit her concerns, so you know exactly what you need to address before you actually begin to talk. So you actually give her information that's relevant to what she's also looking to know as well. And then after that, I want to talk to you about what's happened to your parents. They've been involved in an accident. Are you okay with this to continue? So this is an example of you seeking for permission before you start, which is something that's always good, because sometimes people might not be ready to receive this information. How I would start this, I would be not too direct, but I wouldn't waffle at the same time. I want to give information that's appropriate to the level of this girl. Also, what you want to make sure is both of you are seated. You want to make sure your chairs are next to each other. You're sort of facing each other at least. If there's 2 chairs that are next to each other, go for those, as opposed to a chair behind a desk and the patient sits on the other side of a desk, because that's sort of a barrier between you two. If you have a phone or a bleed in a station, make sure you turn those off. Make sure you have a box of tissue near you. This young lady more or less might start to cry, so you need to be prepared for those situations. You want to say it in chunks. You want to pause, and you want to make sure this person understands, and you also want to give them moments to react, especially when you say things which are quite serious or things that are going to impact them and hit them. So I will start by explaining, as you know today, your parents have been involved in an accident. This accident was very serious and has resulted in both your parents being brought into the emergency department. And then I'll pause there for a little bit, check sure they understand, they have any questions. As you know, your father is not doing very well. Your father actually has had multiple serious injuries, including fractures to some of his legs, and also he's lost a lot of blood. So he's currently in the operating theatre, and then say what's happening to him. At this moment, I'll probably stop, because this young lady will start to cry, and at this moment, this is where your empathy skills are going to have to come in. You're going to have to recognize verbal and non-verbal cues that this person is unhappy or they're reacting to the news that you've said. So first and foremost, tears might start to trickle from their face, but that's the cue for you to act. You're going to give them a tissue, pause, acknowledge that they're facing these emotions, and tell them we can stop as long as we need to, and let me know when you're ready to continue, and then you continue. And after you've done your explanation and you've said everything and you've checked they've understood, you've also addressed their concerns, you can also leave the floor to them to ask them if they have any questions or any particulars that they actually still need to know. They'll take this opportunity, they'll ask you a lot of questions. Some people might not have any questions at that moment in time, but for those that ask you questions, make sure you answer honestly, answer to the best of your knowledge. If you're an F2 doctor and you just have been told to go and see this patient, you actually don't know what's happening at a great detail, I would be honest and say, currently I really currently don't know A, B, C, and D, but I will get A, B, C, and D to come and speak to you as they can deliver the relevant information. Don't fob off things or try to lie. That won't look too good. At the end of a consultation, you want to make sure you safety netted, so you want to say if they have any further questions or if they want to speak to someone again, they can go to reception and they can ask for one of the doctors to come and speak to them. So just to make sure that they know there's someone they can come to and make sure there's a plan of action of what's going to happen. Remember, introduction, who you are, what you do, make sure you've got the correct patient in front of you. Explanation, make sure you understand what they know, make sure you ask what the concerns are, and then when you start, make sure there's warning shots before you dive straight into the information, and make sure you deliver the information in chunks, check they've understood, and also react to any emotions they might have, and also give them space to actually react to the news that you've given them. Remember to show empathy. So in this type of station, the things that they're looking for, the verbal communication skills, your non-verbal communication skills. They're looking also to see if you're good at showing empathy. I think the test of the station is not what medical knowledge you know of. It's, can you get this information? Can you deliver it to this daughter in an appropriate way? Can you show empathy and speak to them like another human would? Deliver the information the same way you would expect information of that manner to be delivered if you went to the hospital. Okay, that's all I have for this station. If you have any questions, please say them down below.
6 a.m. flex, but I'm tryna get through to you. Diff time zones, but I'm tryna get through to you. Mama with a pressure, but I'm tryna get through to you. Tryna get through to you. God damn, got me in my feelings when I think about you. And this what happened when I think about you. Got flashbacks from the